right, welcome back, everybody. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, you might notice something a little different. We're in another new studio. We're just bouncing around everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, just keep it moving, keep it fresh.
Yeah, we can't get too comfortable.
This is the most comfortable setup we've had.
This is the most comfortable setup we've had for the podcast. It almost looks like, if you're watching on YouTube, like it almost looks like we're a real show.
Kind of.
Because we're like sitting on a couch. The lighting is phenomenal in this room, by the way.
We had these installed. I didn't do shit, but these were installed after she moved in.
Yeah, we've got the way the stands work. Like the mics come right over the couch. Like we've got the laptop right here in front of us, so we can see what's going on.
I've never seen behind the laptop.
Yeah. Now you know. There's the little time thingy.
It's a running bar. It's a time.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, it shows you like how loud things get if things get too
EKG,
loud.
I know.
Yep.
Oh, so if I start like yelling and screaming, it gets like big lines.
Yes. Yep.
Wow. I never knew I made big lines before.
Yeah. So here we are. We're in another new spot where this is where we're going to be for at least the next couple months while the house gets done. So, which we still don't have any construction going yet. So still don't have a date for it either. It's July 9th today. I know this is going to come. I think this is going to be Monday's episode, I believe. What can you do, right? At least we didn't demo the kitchen.
Yes, you still have a kitchen.
Yeah, we decided to wait for that. Before we actually get a start date, and then, because there's no need to live without a kitchen before you don't have to, because that's going to suck.
Yeah.
It's going to suck the most dick.
Super annoying.
Yeah, although I do get the fancy new Traeger now.
Traeger, paper plates, plastic forks.
Yeah, every day is a barbecue.
Yep.
Days like today, I'm going to be like, I don't know, I guess we're ordering.
True.
When it's just pissing rain because of fucking Hurricane Elsa, which is just dumb.
Well,
so Nikos informed us earlier too that Nikos is a name for a hurricane this year. So get ready for like the most destructive hurricane since Katrina.
I don't know. I don't know if he's got it in him.
Yeah, it's either going to be the weakest, like barely even a thing, or it's going to be worse than Katrina. Like there's going to be no in between.
Yep.
Like it's going to be like they're going to create a new category 6 for this hurricane, or everyone's not even going to know that it happened.
Yeah. But I just saw too, because I know we're on weather. There's an excessive heat warning in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's good.
So it's going to be 118 degrees tomorrow.
You think it'll be dry?
But what do you think that'll feel like?
It'll probably only feel like 75.
That's like a Massachusetts 78, right?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the humidity, when does it get to 118? Dude, it's like single-digit humidity, 8%.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah.
That's so dry.
That's like really, I think if it was like any drier.
I might have to wear a sweatshirt.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be like almost cold, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. 8% humidity, huh? Watch your fucking nosebleeds, though. It's going to get real dry.
So this morning, I was covering for Craig today.
Yeah.
And I knew I was covering for Craig today. But somehow I forgot that I was supposed to be on the 6 a.m. group.
Oh.
There's not a lot of wiggle room for the 6 a.m. group.
No.
You want to know when I remembered I was on 6 a.m. today?
5:50.
5:40.
Right.
And I was getting ready to leave anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm in the kitchen, like, getting my food. I go, oh, no. I cannot possibly get there. 4-6 or before 6. It's not possible. I tried.
Yeah.
It's just...
Yeah.
Like, I already drive 80 all the way there. It's like driving 90 does not shave 2 to 5 minutes. I was projecting 6:05.
Yeah.
There's no speed I could drive in a Toyota Corolla to get there.
No. In a fucking hurricane.
Luckily, this morning was fine, but
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. So, I don't want to just, like, outwardly tell everyone, oh, what happened? I genuinely forgot I had to be here. There's nothing that makes your clients feel any more useless than just saying, I forgot that I had to work.
I forgot about you.
So I'm like, well, what do I do to stretch the truth a little bit? Because regardless, I'm late, and I will own up to that.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well. And I'm like, oh, dude, this is an easy one. Woke up feeling nauseous, and I got a nosebleed on my way out the door.
There you go.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to go with this morning.
All right.
Luckily, no one asked. No one cared. James was there. He got the group going. I was there by 6:05. We got everybody out of there actually early somehow today.
That's awesome.
We didn't go all the way till 7. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah. That's pretty good, though. That's probably best case scenario.
And so not only do both things link up together, because it's like, oh, do you get a lot of nosebleeds? Oh, yeah, I get them when I'm dehydrated and then whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, I felt nauseous right when I woke up. So that's like another thing that happens when I'm dehydrated or I didn't sleep enough. And when my system's all fucked, that's when the nosebleeds come.
Yep.
And it's very plausible because I woke up, felt nauseous. And I'm like, all right, well, let me see the course here. And then,
right.
And then, on my way out the door, nosebleed. I mean, what am I supposed to do about that?
Yeah, there's not really much you can do. And you get some fucking serious nosebleeds.
Yeah, I do get them. So it's not like I'm sitting there and being like, oh, I got a migraine this morning. I'm like, I don't get migraines.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my Crohn's was acting up. It's like, oh, you have Crohn's? Not really.
I woke up and I got gout in my big toe. I couldn't get out of bed because of my gout.
I had some shrimp last night and now my grout's out of control.
Yeah. You just make up some crazy shit.
Yeah. It's very plausible. All of these things happen. So luckily at 6 a.m., the most beautiful part about 6 a.m. is no one gives a fuck.
No, they want to get out of there as quickly as possible.
So they were probably a little inconvenienced having to wait in the parking lot till James opened the door because he's got a 6, so he gets there at 5:58.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck. So, but he helped me out. I was there at 6:05 at worst. Actually, and I wasn't the last person there for the group. Someone showed up later than me.
All right, there you go. So now all things are excused.
Yeah, so actually out of that group, one person didn't even know I was late. But I was like, man, I have never straight up forgot to show up for a group. I've forgotten to show up for individual clients, but that's because they forgot to confirm with me.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, let me know if you want to do Tuesday.
Right.
Or let me know if you want whatever. They didn't let me know and they just showed up.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do that.
So that's one where it's like, Chris is like, oh, are you coming in for Dan? I'm like, no, dude, he never told me if he was coming or not. He goes, all right, I got it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in bed.
You definitely can't do that. When you ask someone like, hey, let me know.
Yeah.
Either way.
Especially for my morning people. Well, no. I leave it as if they're unsure, okay, you let me know if you want to come and I'll be here. Otherwise, I won't be here.
Right. Yeah. No. That is much better when you put it like that. Yeah.
Because unless it's like someone who's really out of it, because then the alternative is you run the risk of showing up for someone that's not coming.
Right. Right.
Because if you say, oh, let me know either way, and they don't let you know, then you don't know what to do.
Right. Yeah. No, that is true. You take the guesswork.
You got to pick a side.
Yeah.
But that was a phenomenal start to the morning.
Yeah, that's a great way to start your day. Being like, oh fuck, and then
I was awake too. I could have been there. If I remembered upon waking up, I could have been there on time.
Yeah. Well, the part of it is like what really fucks you up is when you realize too late.
Yes.
Like literally, if you had realized 5 minutes earlier, you would have been there at 6.
I would have been there at 6. Or if I realized when I woke up, I could have been there.
Right. Yeah. But it's realizing with just not enough time.
Exactly. The perfect amount of not enough time. Because I think I saw the clock maybe 5:38.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I'm supposed to be there. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
22 minutes. But that's driving 22 minutes.
Right.
I was still in the house.
Yeah.
I wasn't at my car. Car wasn't started.
Yeah. I mean,
I go, I'm going to be late anyways, and might as well bring the shit I need. So it's like, get the shit out of the fridge. Like,
yeah, there's no need to fucking...
No, if I realize, I'm like, oh, fuck, I got to go, like, right now and I can make it, I would have left all the food. I wouldn't have brought coffee. I would have just fucking left.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would have figured it out after.
Right.
But I go, I'm going to be late anyway, so might as well, might as well be prepared for the day.
Be prepared for the rest of the day. Well, the 6 a.m. group is fucked, but I mean, at least I can salvage the rest of my day.
Yeah, have I had that happen? Yeah, I've had alarms not go off. I mean, like, so don't get me wrong. I don't have 100% perfect attendance here.
Well, yeah, no one does. I mean, I forgot shit too back in the day. Like when I was working, if I had the 5 a.m. group. Or,
because especially like when you're appointment based or you are like the opener for a class, it's like, dude, if your alarm doesn't go off, there is no one to bail you out.
Right.
There's no janitor that's there already. There's no night crew that can keep the door open.
Yeah. Or like 2 weeks ago when we played at Heather Hill and I set my alarm and it was going off, but I turned the volume all the way down on my phone at some point in the day and woke up with just enough time to spare.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I've had alarms not go off. I don't know if I've slept through an alarm. Usually not, because I don't sleep well. Just didn't go off or didn't set them or shut it off and didn't turn it back on, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why like I think you do the same thing, but I keep my phone like away not within arm's length of me.
Yeah, I
have to get up.
I need to at least sit up in the bed to get to my phone.
Yeah.
I used to keep it so that I had to leave my bed.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I don't even fucking need an alarm anymore because I'm such a loser. I just wake up in the morning, every morning, doesn't matter what time. Like this morning, so my alarm is set for 6:15 now because in the summertime, summer school doesn't start until 9. But I still like to get there, before 8:30. Like during the regular school year, we have to be in the building by 8 because school starts at 8:15. So I usually get there around 8:15. There's really only a 15-minute difference. So I set my alarm for 6:15 now for this whole week that I'm in summer school, and every single day this week I've woken up before it, and like significantly before it. Like this morning, I woke up, rolled around in bed for a little bit, and then just said, "Fuck it, I'm getting out." And I looked at my phone and it said 6 o'clock. So I was like, "All right, cool." So I probably woke up at like 5:50.
Yeah, I don't have the discipline to actually get out of bed when I'm up though, because I'm like rolling over, I'm awake, like
yeah,
but I don't have the discipline to get up.
Yeah,
I don't know how people do that. I don't know.
I just do it. Like I just get up. Like I just look at it and I'm like, well, fuck it, I'm getting up.
I look at it like I don't want to get up. There's nothing out there.
That's fair. But I
don't know. I guess or I'm so planned. Like usually, I'm so planned to a T. I'm saying this on a day I didn't show up right on time. Like I'm so planned that if anything, I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
So a round of golf. Otherwise, what would I be looking forward to?
Nothing.
Nothing. There's nothing I'm looking forward to get up to. So what do I want to get up earlier for?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get up and meditate.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get up and read. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I recognize that because there'll be a case, like if I wake up in the middle of the night, most often I can roll over and go back to sleep. Sometimes I toss and turn and I can't. But for whatever reason, my body just knows. Like if I wake up anytime after 5:30, it's like my body's like, hey, it's probably after 5:30. So let's start thinking about everything that you have to do today. And let's also think about everything that you've fucked up in your entire life.
Nice.
And then I'm like, all right, well, I'm getting out of bed because I don't want to deal with this anymore.
But imagine if you had anxiety, dude.
Yeah, imagine. So it's like, all right, well, I clearly can't go back to sleep at this point because I'm awake and I'm already planning like, who do I have to email today? Oh, I got to take care of this before the end of the day. Well, how am I going to get this done? Because we're going on a field trip today. But I have to send this email out. So maybe I'll try and get to work early. And then it's like, all right, well, fuck it. I'll just get up, which led me to today getting up, and it was 6 o'clock on my phone. Not even like 6:01, 5:50, like 6 o'clock on the dot. So I was definitely up at least 10 minutes before that, just tossing.
Yeah, that's what I always do.
Fuck it. I sleep like a fucking loser. I always had thought like that once I was asleep, I was just asleep. Like I knew like I woke up every now and then. Like I'll remember waking up like at least like 2 or 3 times in the night. And like my Whoop says that I wake up like an average of like 12 times every night, which, hey, fuck me, right? But now Amy is like, yeah, you move a lot. Like you're always like, because some nights she doesn't sleep. And she's like, yeah, like you're always like moving, or you stop and like scratch your face, or like you're doing like shit that I don't remember.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, wow, maybe my Whoop is actually accurate. Because I always thought that like it was just making shit up, or like not super accurate to be like, because I could, like I said, I could remember probably anywhere between 1 to 3 times every single night waking up. But apparently there's like 9 to 12 times that I don't remember waking up every night. So,
I gotta be close to the same thing.
yeah. So fuck me.
Yep.
I should probably do a sleep study, but I don't want to. I don't care enough. It's not that big of a problem yet.
We're gonna get sleep study ads in our phones now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like 100%.
Yeah. My mom did one. My mom's doing one next week, actually, because she's got like real bad sleep apnea. Like she literally like stops breathing in her sleep.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah. And so she's got a sleep test next week, I think. But so I asked her, and I go, oh, so do you have to like go in and like sleep at the hospital that night? And she goes, no, they make you do it at home now because of COVID. So I didn't ask, but I didn't ask for more details, but she said she has to go like get stuff and set everything up herself. So like,
what could go wrong?
Exactly. Like just in the back of my head, I'm like, well, that seems like a fucking disaster.
That would be like if my father did a sleep study where I'm not actually sure he can read or write the English language. And it's like, okay, well, set this up. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's going to work.
Yeah. And I mean,
I'll just diagnose you. Yeah, you have sleep apnea.
Yeah. Like
you snore, you don't sleep, and you sleep in 3 different spaces a night. Like,
yeah. Yeah. When it comes to like anything technology wise, like my mother might as well be fucking like 87 years old. Like she has no idea how to use technology, like doesn't get it because she never really had to, whatever. She's not that old. She's not even 60, but like she just doesn't understand technology, whatever. Some people like that's it's a generational thing. But like, I can't imagine her trying to set up technology to track her sleep. Like I wanted, like I said, I didn't ask more information, but I'm kind of curious. Like, are they going to have something similar to this, where like she has to set up a tripod and a camera that watches her, and then also like hook herself up to leads? Like, how the fuck
that should go well.
How the fuck is she going to know where to put these leads? You know, like I don't understand. Like, I'm really curious. Like, does she have to plug all this into like one single machine? Like we have the fucking mixer. Like, I don't know. So there you go. Medicine has been absolutely dog shit because of the fucking last year and a half. On top of everything else. Like if you thought the rest of the world, it was just affecting the rest of the world. No. It affects everything. Medicine is useless now, which we kind of knew back when last year when Michaela was trying to figure out her shit and everyone was like, oh, you don't have COVID.
Yeah, you have not COVID.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, I know I don't have COVID. Can you help me? Well,
no, because you don't have COVID.
Well, yeah, no, you don't have COVID, so you're fine. As if there were no other things in the world that existed.
Yeah, there aren't.
Yeah. So we actually missed this. I wrote it down, but then didn't talk about it when we recorded on Monday. That was the 5th. That was the day that Jeff Bezos officially stepped down, and I don't know if I don't know if it's retired, but he stepped down from being the CEO of Amazon.
I didn't even hear that. No shit, but
yeah, we talked about it on the show.
That he stepped down as
back in the
CEO?
winter time, that he was planning on doing that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because we talked a little bit about like, what does this mean or whatever. And now that we're a little closer, I still think, and I stand by, that he wants to buy a professional sports team. I think that's the play here. Because I don't think you can do both. Like, I don't think you can be the CEO of like the world's largest company and then also own a sports team.
Do you think that? What do they think? That it's conflict of interest, or are these people just fucking cocks?
Potentially, I don't know, but everyone is pointing towards the NFL because he set up the Amazon deal with the NFL.
Oh,
So Thursday night football. So everyone's like, there's rumors that it was like a I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine. Like, before I leave Amazon, I'll hook you guys up with a contract for Thursday night football exclusive. But someday when I want to own an NFL team, you guys have to back me. Because that's literally, becoming an owner in the NFL is like the most fucked up thing in the world. It's literally like the good old boys club. Like, they all have to vote. Like, you have to pass the voting of every single owner, or like I think it's a majority of owners, in order to be allowed to purchase a team.
it's like it's like how Sharon Country Club used to be, like way back in the day, and some people like want it to still be like that. Where if I fucking love these people. These people are such idiots. They are the dumbest fucking people on the planet. It used to be like, if you want to join, you paid like a small fee, and they put you on like almost like a trial membership. Like, you had restricted times to play for a year. You meet these expectations, and then the members of the club would vote, or the members of the board would vote, or whatever. But I'm sitting here, and this is the same thing with the fucking tea times. And some people, like, because Sharon Country Club never used to have tea times, so what some guys say is, oh, it's just so hard to meet new people with these tea times, because you have to book. You can't just show up and meet new people. It's like, motherfuckers, you all play with the same people.
Yeah.
You always play with the same 4 to 8 people.
Yeah.
That's it. No, there's no meeting new people. You people that are complaining are not the ones that show up as like a single trying to get out with 2, 3, whatever.
Right.
It's not you are not these people.
Right.
You want to meet new people. You don't even fucking like people. I don't like people. Like, whatever. But it's the same idea. It's like, fuck, motherfucker. Like, it's like, oh, well, we'll decide if this person should be a member or not. It's like, dude, you guys don't even play with you play with your group. You don't even play with new people.
Yeah.
You have no idea who's a new member, who's not, or, oh, new member here? I'm going to my 3rd. Oh, yeah. Oh, how long you been here? Oh, my 5th year. It's like, the fuck out of here with your bullshit. But it's that same idea, that same, like, well, if we're going to let you in, like, we're going to see if you're, one of us.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, cool. Are you also going to make me drink, like, an excessive amount of vodka? Like, we're in fucking a fraternity?
Yeah, that's literally what it is. It's like being in a fucking fraternity. It's the dumbest fucking thing
It's
ever.
the richest fraternity ever.
It is, actually. I think, because the NFL makes way more money than anything. It is the richest fraternity in the world.
Yep. You can make that an episode title.
I like that.
The NFL is the richest fraternity.
Yeah.
Or just the richest fraternity in the world.
Yeah. They literally all sit down and vote.
Unless there's some kind of like Chinese businessman.
Because that was that was the whole thing with Trump back in the day, because Donald Trump tried to buy the Buffalo Bills. And all the owners in the NFL voted, and there wasn't enough votes to allow him to buy the Bills. So that's why he turned around and created the USFL.
Yeah.
So that's the backstory behind that. If you guys didn't know, the NFL is such a fucking joke, but it's football and we're all addicted and we love it and we're gonna watch it no matter what. So, what can you do there? That being said, so I have a question for you. I will go first because I will allow you time to think and search and do whatever you need to do. But I was thinking the other day, I was inspired the other day. I saw someone, I think it might have been Steve Buckley, posted something on Twitter that he wrote this whole article about the 10 best GMs in sports history or Boston sports history, or I don't know. So I am going to narrow that down, but I will ask you, would you prefer to narrow it to 3 or 5?
GMs?
Yeah.
In Boston history or sports history?
Boston. I think it was Boston is what, well, I mean, it was Steve Buckley. He's from here, so.
Let's say 3 to 5, no particular order.
Okay. 3 to 5 top GMs in no particular order in Boston sports history. So mine would be Red Auerbach, Theo Epstein, I would no, I can't put Danny Ainge on that list. He only won 1 title. Whoever the guy was, who was the Bruins GM? Well, that wasn't Sinden, right? He was the owner, Harry Sinden.
I'm Googling him right now. No, he wasn't an owner. He was a coach and then a GM. I just don't know.
All right. Well, I'll throw, if Sinden was a GM, I'll throw him on the list.
The only thing is I don't know when did he... Okay. So Harry Sinden GM'd the first Stanley Cup and coached the first Stanley Cup, GM'd the second Stanley Cup of the 70s.
Yeah.
Right? When was the Summit Series? 72? No. Okay. Harry Sinden did not win a Stanley Cup as GM.
Oh, okay.
He won a Stanley Cup as coach.
Yeah, so that was part of the comments that I was reading on Twitter after Buckley posted this, because he had someone on there that was both. It might have been Red. People were complaining that like Red was a better coach than GM, but he won like 1 million titles as both, so it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna put whoever the fucking GM of the Red Sox was back in the 1910s.
So
when
like
they
Tom Yawkey.
Yeah, when they won like whatever 4 or 5 titles.
Yeah.
And then so that gives me 4.
So who was your so I'm sorry. So you had, are you going with Sinden?
Yeah, I'm going Sinden,
Theo,
Red, whoever the guy was from the Red Sox in the 1910s. And then literally just by default, because I can't put Danny Ainge over him, I have to go Belichick. But my whole point of this argument was that I don't think Belichick is that great of a GM. I think he's a phenomenal coach. Actually, you know what? No, I do know. Belichick, no. He's not on there as the 5th GM. Scott Pioli. Give me Scott Pioli at 5, because he was the GM back in the day. So I will go Theo, Red, Sinden, whoever, we'll just call him someone Yawkey, and then Scott Pioli. Those are my 5 best GMs in Boston sports history.
Okay. So unfortunately, some of this stuff is going to be the same. So Red Auerbach was the GM during just about every title. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Belichick and Pioli because Pioli constructed the first 3 titles. Belichick did construct the second 3 titles. Now, I know it's really easy, and I kind of know where this is going. So why don't we just turn this into, is Belichick a good GM or not? Because this is kind of, because I'm going to say Theo, and I was going to pick someone random from the Bruins.
So of those people, before we get to criticizing Belichick, of those people, of everybody, who would you say
Danny Ainge is not a good GM?
Is the number one? Yeah, no, Danny Ainge, no. You only got 1 title. Sorry, dude. Out of all the GMs of all the histories, who would you say is the number 1 GM?
Probably Scott Pioli, because I think he got the most during a difficult time. Because Red Auerbach, dude, they won a lot of titles in the 60s and late 50s. I don't know, man. That's not you got Bill Russell, you got Bob Cousy.
Right.
Sometimes those dudes fall into your lap.
Yeah.
I mean, if I want to give him credit for the 80s, because he constructed that 3,
right,
that's pretty impressive. It really is, because he was able to do that.
Right.
And it's I know it wasn't, Dennis Johnson wasn't a draft pick. Ainge, I don't think was, or maybe he was a draft pick. Eventually he left, whatever. Mm-hmm. I know Bird was a draft pick. You were bad. You had number 2. You got him. Whatever.
Right.
So the 80s performance is pretty good, but they weren't even the best team of the 80s. The Lakers were.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
So I'm going to come out of left field, quite literally, with this and say Theo is the greatest GM in Boston sports history because he was able to do something that nobody could do for 86 years.
Right. And so looking at what he did, actually, so to be different, I got a guy we're going to throw into this.
He put together that 2004 Red Sox team.
It was all constructed.
Was all Theo.
Careful.
Well, all right, because Manny was Duquette.
Pedro was here.
Yeah, but 07, that was all Theo.
Yeah, it was. So 04. So I think who got Ortiz? I think it was Theo, because the Ortiz signing was one of those where a lot of people didn't really know about him.
Yeah, I think he signed with the Red Sox in 2002.
I feel like he came over in 03. Theo Epstein 02 to 05. Ooh, if he has 02, that kind of changes things, because I think that was Manny. So Duquette was until 02, and then Epstein took over. So really 03 was Epstein. 03 on was Theo Epstein.
Yeah.
Until 2011. So he got Ortiz. He got Schilling.
Yep.
He got Keith Folk.
Yep. He drafted Pedroia. He drafted Youkilis.
Yep. They won 07. 07's obviously all him.
Yeah.
13, I know it wasn't him, but
those were still his guys.
He probably drafted Bogarts.
Yeah.
Because Bogarts was on that team.
Right.
I assume he drafted Bogarts.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
He also drafted Anthony Rizzo, who ended up with him in the Cubs.
Okay.
So I look at it, and I know this is getting a little outside too, but I look at it as Theo Epstein might be the greatest GM in MLB history because he broke 2 long-standing droughts. And he did it with the Red Sox arguably 3 times. Definitely twice. He did it in 04 and 07. And again, you could make the argument that's still his team in 13, predominantly.
I mean, they would have won in 13. Who was a big pitcher on that team? Was it Lester?
Yeah.
So he was from the fucking
Lester was Theo.
Yeah.
And then Theo goes to the Cubs.
and then they win there.
And then they win there. And they hadn't. So the Red Sox had gone 86 years without a title, and then they win 3 in 9 years. And then he goes to the Cubs, who hadn't won a title in what was theirs, like 106 or something.
It was something crazy.
And then they win. Have they won 2 or just that one?
Just that one.
Just that one. So it's like, and then they contended. I think they went to 1 and lost, maybe.
I don't know. They were good for like a 3-4 year stretch, whatever.
Yeah.
So I want to also, I think so, but okay. So Theo is probably better, but a knock against Theo would be that the Red Sox play baseball, which has no salary cap.
Right.
And he's in a big market. So as long as they were willing to spend money,
Right.
they could kind of get whoever they wanted.
Yeah.
Football, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So Pioli was not titled GM, but he was director of player personnel, which for all intents and purposes is the GM.
Is the GM.
He was the GM for drafting Tom Brady,
Yep.
drafting Richard Seymour,
Yep.
drafting Ty Warren, letting Lawyer Malloy go, really. So that 0-1 team, I know it's a lot of Parcells guys. I know it is. So let's just not even say that. So let's not say 0-1. I mean, they did draft Brady. So how much of a knock can you really take against it?
Yeah.
And they missed on Katzenmoyer in the first round, I believe, that year. So, all right, maybe you got lucky, whatever. That 0-3-0-4 team, insane. They got Rodney Harrison.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, they drafted, did they draft Samuel by then for 0-4 or so? I feel like they drafted by 0-4. I think he was like an 0-2 or an 0-3 draft pick.
I think he was 03.
He was a later pick, second, third.
I think he was a rookie for the 04.
Yeah, he was either a first or a second year player in 04, but I think I thought he played.
Yeah.
You know, they got Corey Dillon.
Right.
They drafted Deion Branch. Like, they constructed some really, really good teams to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Anyone know the last time there was a back-to-back Super Bowl winner? You know, with all these guys who have come through here. Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes. All these teams.
Yep.
Those Patriots.
The Patriots have done it twice. They've won back-to-back. No, they didn't. No, they lost.
They won 3 and 5.
Yeah, they lost it.
They went to 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So I think Pioli gets the nod. I also want to give huge credit, and this is going to come out of left field, for Dave Dombrowski. Dave Dombrowski came here, and he has a reputation
of destroying.
He destroys your system, but he wins you a World Series.
Yes.
And that's precisely what he did.
Yeah. Yeah.
He came here, like, ruin the farm system, which we knew that.
Right.
Dudes don't change.
Yep.
But he wins. And that's precisely what he did. He did it in his second or third year after they were like last in the AL East. Mm-hmm. There's something to be said about a dude who can show up, do what he says, and just move on.
Yeah. He did it in Detroit.
Yep.
He did it here.
Yep.
That's what he does.
Yep. He did it.
Yeah. So I just Googled players drafted by Theo Epstein. My God. So these are only the first round picks. They don't have a list of everybody. So there was some more in here. But the first round picks from Theo Epstein, David Murphy, he was pretty solid.
Left fielder.
Yep.
Eventually with the Mets.
Yep. He was solid. This other guy, Matt Merton, who never really made it, he was traded later on in the Nomar trade. So he brought you. Theo also did that, by the way. Theo traded arguably the face of Boston at the time.
And brought back who? Do you remember?
Orlando Cabrera.
Oh, he was pretty good.
Yeah, he won us a World Series.
He was really good in that World Series.
Yeah. I remember people were flipping out. They were like, how can you trade Nomar? Like,
I like Cabrera.
Nomar was, like I said, arguably the biggest face in Boston at that time.
If he didn't get hurt, It was Manny, Pedro, Nomar, but Nomar was the guy from 97
because he was
to like
he was,
2001.
You ready? He was good in the room. Pedro was a dick.
Well, he had a crazy name.
The media didn't like Pedro.
He had a crazy
because
name.
He, was
He
a
played with
dickhead.
this Velcro. Like
Yeah.
he was a figure. He was like a brand or something.
Right.
So yeah, but he sent him away.
So David Murphy, Matt Merton. Matt Merton helped you get Orlando Cabrera. 2004, there was no first round pick because they traded it to get Keith Folk. Pretty solid move there. But you know who they drafted in the second round in 2004? Dustin Pedroia. He did okay, right?
It was all right.
Yeah. You ready for this 2005 draft? Holy shit. Just in the first round. Jacoby Ellsbury, Craig Hansen, Clay Buchholz, Jed Lowry, and Michael Bowden. They had 5 first-round picks that year.
How?
I don't know.
And 4 of those guys were legit MLB players.
Yeah. Yes. So let me see. Oh, because I think they were compensatory. Like it says, after Derek Lowe signed with the Dodgers, the Red Sox got 2 more picks, what they used on Hansen and Bowden. So
Hansen never really panned out. I remember that guy.
yeah, I mean he was fine.
I think he was supposed to be good, and he just wasn't.
Yeah. So then in 2006, they draft Daniel Bard and a couple other guys who I have no idea who they are. Let me see if they mention who was later rounds. No one. 2007, Nick Hagedorn and Ryan Dent. I don't know who they are. 2008 was Casey Kelly. I think he ended up being pretty solid. Or he was supposed to be. I don't know. That's right around the time I stopped.
I don't know who that person is.
Yeah, it was right around the time I stopped paying attention to baseball. Somewhere in here, Anthony Rizzo was drafted. He wasn't a first round pick, but because Anthony Rizzo was traded he was part of that trade to get Adrian Gonzalez.
Woof.
Yeah. Then 2009, they only had 1 first round pick. It was a nobody. 2010, they draft Bryce Brents and Anthony Renato. I think those guys were both pretty solid. Then 2011, I think this was his last draft with the Red Sox before he left. He drafted, in the first round, Matt Barnes, Blake Swihart, Henry Owens, and Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yeah, I mean, they're all 4 major leaguers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say any of them are overly good. Actually, Barnes might be okay right now.
Yeah.
Just putting this out there, in 2009, he signed Bogarts as a free agent.
Oh, okay.
Like an amateur rookie free agent.
Yeah. So those are just Theo's first round picks. I couldn't find anything that had all of his picks or like the big ones. Because like I said, Anthony Rizzo was a draft pick of his at some point in some round. And I'm sure, and also was Papelbon, Lester, Kevin Youkilis. Like those guys were all drafted by Theo, but just not in the first round. So there was a ton of this.
No, I
Tons
mean,
of this.
that's the thing is like Theo's the best GM that we've had, whatever. Belichick gets credit, Pioli gets credit. I mean, they both built borderline dynasties.
Well, like on the other side of that for me, though, like we said before we got into Theo, was I don't think Bill is that good of a GM.
No, well, so it's easy to look at how much he's missed. Like it is.
But I think so, and this is a whatever. This you could say this is a trite point, but because everyone on sports talk radio around here says it, but Bill the coach bails out Bill the GM all the time. Bill is such a good coach. He is, no argument, the greatest coach in NFL history.
So here's the...
And he's a mediocre GM.
Yeah. So with Bill, he's bad. No, let me. He's probably what 60% in the first round, hits and misses. No, first round he's generally good.
First round, he's typically good.
He's probably 75% first round.
I would say so. Yeah.
Second round, he's horrible.
Yeah. Especially when he drafts a defensive back in the second round.
Yeah, fourth and sixth, he's better than anybody else ever.
Yeah.
Now, he gets a knock because usually there's a need. He doesn't address it, and that player ends up being good, someone that they slotted in that spot.
Right.
So it's like in a way, it's not necessarily revisionist history, but kind of like is in a way. Mm-hmm. So it's like, let me just use Malcolm Brown, for example.
Yeah.
So I don't know who was after Malcolm Brown, but you could probably go back and look, and one of the local guys had a draft board where someone good in 2015 was taken after Malcolm Brown.
Right.
Like, oh, you see, if Bill just drafted this guy,
right,
like that'd be such a better pick.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, Malcolm Brown did start on your D line for through 2 Super Bowl teams.
Right.
And they lost one. So 3 Super Bowl teams, they won 2 of them.
Yeah.
He was a starting defensive tackle on 3 Super Bowl teams. That's not a bad pick.
No.
Yes, we can go back and you could maybe find a better pick. Sure. 14, easily, bad pick.
Yeah.
Like very simple, very straightforward, no debate there.
No.
12, he got Chandler Jones and Dante Hightower. Now.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Insane. Now the Chandler Jones trade, not so great.
No.
So it's hard to say, or it's, and I know people look at it like what could have been, especially with the NFL draft, because the NFL draft is the easy one, because those players sometimes make immediate impacts. But Bill is a good GM because he built an NFL team that went to 4 Super Bowls in 5 years, and they won 3 of them. And I think they lost the other AFC championship by 1 point to the eventual champs because Gostkowski missed an extra point.
Yeah.
So he's not a bad GM, but we just scrutinize every move he makes. Yes, there's a lot of plays that don't work out. There really are.
Yeah.
I also think he's willing to take on more of these guys, and when they don't work out, they don't work out.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
When like Hainsworth. Or
just didn't work
find
out.
any old wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean, the wide receiver thing.
Torrey Holt, fucking, I don't know.
Actually, Torrey Holt was fine. He got hurt.
Austin Collie.
Again, brain soup, but...
Yeah, like, who was it? Was Reggie Wayne on the team?
He retired before.
Yeah.
Ocho Cinco was bad. Galloway was bad.
Yeah, that's the one, Joey Galloway.
Yeah. And it's like...
He is known, too, as being like the guy for reclamation projects.
Yes.
Like Kyle Van Noy. He was a first-round pick, looked like a bust in Detroit, comes to New England, wins a Super Bowl, looks really good, gets a massive contract from Miami, ends up getting cut, so he's back in New England. But like, there's a theme here. Like all the guys come to New England just because they think it's going to help their career. Chris Long.
Yes. So if you remember the 2017 offseason, so they had just beat the Falcons.
Yep.
In 2017 comes. They loaded up that offseason.
Yeah.
Loaded up. They made a lot of good moves.
Is that Stephon Gilmore?
Yep.
Yeah.
So 2017 was Gilmore, Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
Coney Ely. I know it didn't work out.
Right.
Fuck. There was another one, and I can't think of it. Fuck. Claiborne, I think. Adrian Claiborne.
Yep.
Now, when you said in August, what's Bill doing? He's loading up. He's terrible in the second round. He just went and got a legit defensive end.
Right.
Brandon Cooks first round, that's a pretty good pick. whatever. Now, we fast forward, and what happens? Claiborne, little bit of a ghost out there.
Right.
Ely, whatever. I don't know how the fuck it didn't work.
Yeah.
But it did not work. That guy was good for Carolina.
Yeah.
He gets traded and is out of the league by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how the fuck that happens.
I don't know either.
I don't know if it's a fat and happy thing. I have no clue.
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks, good. No peripheral vision.
Yeah.
Gets his ass knocked out of the Super Bowl.
Right.
He had a good year.
Right.
He was good that year.
Right. He's a good wide receiver.
I don't agree with that necessarily. I think he's a one-trick pony that is very, very good at his one trick.
Yeah, he's not a number one. Like, you can still be a good, he's above average. He's good. He's a good wide receiver. He's not elite. He's not very good. He's good.
The only thing is he requires to play a certain way that does not fit in New England, so you could make that criticism, whatever.
Right.
But I also say you got the player, might as well use him.
Right.
Like this, and this is the same thing that was going through with N'Keal Harry right now. N'Keal Harry came out and said he wants a trade.
Yeah.
And he wants to go somewhere where he can be a deep threat and catch 50-50 balls.
Right.
And now people are like, well, that's not the Patriots offense. So you can't script a couple plays, maybe,
Yeah.
to let him maybe do those things.
Right.
While maybe asking him to run a couple slants or a couple hooks, a couple, like whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how we play offense. Could it be?
Yeah.
Because throw it up to Gronk seemed to be like a pretty nice play for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't sound
to the point of infuriation,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah, chuck it up to Gronk.
Where it was, here we go. They're just going to fucking chuck it to Gronk when they had, someone else was open in the flat.
So again, the player might not be good. He really might not be good. I don't think he's gotten a fair shake. And now it's like you hear shit like that, and it's like, you guys can't script anything for this guy.
Yeah.
Like, you scripted a couple things for Brandon Cooks. Because he's the same thing. He doesn't fight 50-50 balls, but all his highlights in New Orleans was him running wide open down the sideline.
Right.
The guy just went and you just threw it.
Throw it long
Brady
and let him
couldn't throw
catch
it far enough for
or
him.
get him in space and give him the ball.
Yes.
That's well.
And then he gets his ass knocked out.
Yeah, but hopefully get him in space, hopefully near the sideline.
Yeah. Get him on the sideline so he only has to look right.
Yeah.
But, it's easy to go back and criticize the picks if they don't work out, when at the time, everyone was on board.
Right.
Now, there's some picks where no one was on board, and I think N'Keal Harry was one of them.
Yeah.
There were other. I know I always joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
Samuel, Brown, Metcalf, they were all on the board.
Yep.
He didn't take them.
Right.
He took Harry.
Yeah.
Everyone says Harry's a 50-50 ball guy. He's kind of a deep threat. That's not really what we do here. And you took him in the first round anyway. All right, well, if you shit the bed, you're laying in it tonight.
Right. Right.
But, easily, the pick. Oh, such a bad pick. You know what everyone said on draft night?
What a steal.
Oh, if he's healthy, he's going to be great.
Yeah. And
Well, it turns out he wasn't healthy.
guess what? He wasn't healthy.
That's what you get.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, he took a risk.
no, I think he gets crushed. But when you are expected to win the Super Bowl every season, you are not going to meet expectations a vast majority of the time.
Yeah, that's a fair.
No one expects
judgment.
the Pittsburgh Steelers to win every year. So when they find these guys, which
Yeah.
I really like the way they draft receivers.
It feels like they can't miss on wide receivers.
No, but I think some of the receivers also get a little overrated. Like, how good was Martavis Bryant?
Yeah, not that good.
Like, they did draft Sammy
Well,
Coates.
that's the other thing is Martavis Bryant was really fucking good when he was on the Steelers because he was the number 3 or the number 4. So you're going against the third or fourth corner on the other team.
Yeah.
Then he went to Oakland as tried to be the number 1, going against top corners in the league.
Yeah, and then he got in
couldn't-
legal or personal trouble
he
too.
couldn't do anything.
And then it's like James Washington. It's been 3 years, man. I actually don't know if he's that good.
Yeah.
Like, we've had enough time. Claypool, good. Juju, you tell me.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown, very good. Absolute, just nailed that one.
Yeah.
But it's like, the Steelers have their 5-11 seasons, 7-9, missed the
Right.
playoffs. Like Bill never missed.
Right.
It's the AL East. Well, AL East.
Yeah. The AFC East.
It's the AFC East.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you know what? He took care of business every year, so
Yeah. It's not his fault the rest of the division was a bunch of fucking idiots.
yeah. And it's like when evaluating like how he was, I mean, it's like at the time the picks were good. It's like if they don't work out, they can't work out every time. Or else they would have won the Super Bowl every single year for the last 22.
Yeah, you're not going to hit on every single pick. Nobody does.
Yeah. So I think people forget how good his good is, how much of steals his steals are.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he probably misses just as much as everyone else. Ask Philly how their receiver core looks.
Yeah.
They can't get receivers ever.
No. JJ Arcega-Whiteside was their like number one guy.
Aguilar.
Yeah.
I mean, we have him now. Great.
Yeah,
I fucking
sick.
hate that player.
Sick.
Like, they haven't had a healthy wide receiver
No.
since what? Freddie
That's
Mitchell?
the other thing too, because Freddie Mitchell.
Todd
my
Pinkston.
God. FedEx. Freddie Mitchell. He always delivers. What was it? Even Jalen Rieger looked to be pretty good. Gets hurt. You know, like they just can't get
Jeffrey, hurt.
Yeah, they can't keep guys that were healthy. Back in the day, like 4 years ago, they had Riley Cooper. Then he was hurt.
Racist.
Yeah, he's a racist, but he was good. Then he got hurt. Then we found out he was a racist.
Deshaun Jackson, always hurt.
Yeah. It's like,
I'm telling you, they won NFC championships when it was Freddie Mitchell and Todd Pinkston.
yeah. Even T.O., when T.O. was on the team, he got hurt.
He got hurt.
He played the Super Bowl with fucking screws in his ankle.
Miles Austin, always hurt.
Yeah.
For them.
For them, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Alshon Jeffrey.
Steve Smith, hurt.
Yeah.
Not the good Steve
Not
Smith.
the other
one.
Steve Smith. Yeah. But yeah, Alshon Jeffrey
Always hurt.
Was hurt. I can't think. Actually,
Horrible dude.
That is hilarious. Now that you say that, I can't think of a Philly wide receiver that doesn't have injury problems. I mean, we don't have enough time, but Arcega-Whiteside, I don't think has been injured.
I don't even know what the fuck he does.
Yeah, I don't know.
He might just not even. I don't even know.
That's funny. I'd have to like sit down and look through like
if you
history.
think about it, some of these teams in their drafting of certain positions equally as bad, if not worse.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it like
Because you don't know.
Promise you.
You don't know. You have someone like Pat Mahomes, who came out of Texas Tech,
Yep.
and no one knew he was going to be as good as he was. Some
Yeah, and
people
it's-
were like, "Oh yeah, that's a great pick. Oh, that's awesome." You know,
Yeah.
they got him at 11. So I guarantee you, some people criticized Kansas City. I don't really remember, but I guarantee you they did because they moved up to get him at 11.
And they had Alex Smith at the time.
yeah,
So, yeah, and it's like if Bill had just taken, like if he say first round pick, say he went O-line, D-line, O-line trade and repeated that pattern
yeah,
over 8 years, everyone would be talking about how good of his drafts were
yeah,
because he wouldn't have missed on those guys.
right. Yeah, it's hard to miss on
Line.
early.
Yeah.
The later picks, you end up with Hajj Froholt and
Yeah.
all those guys.
Well, like first round picks, offensive line, like as long as you don't get too goofy with it.
Yeah,
I mean, he wouldn't have been able to miss. And it's like, then what do you say?
yeah,
Whatever. I don't know. It's easy to go back in time.
yeah. Theo's my guy though.
No, Theo was better, truthfully. I mean, that team was not very... Duquette did get it going in the right way or right direction.
Yeah,
But Theo, he nailed it.
yeah,
Obviously.
right. And Theo, what really does it for me about Theo is that he did both. So you have a guy like dickhead we have now. What's his name? Chaim Bloom.
Yeah.
Who believes in building just through the farm system. Like he wants to develop guys, and it worked in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
it did.
It's like a small ball.
It's a small ball type thing. He wants to build and go and grow and have lasting success, whatever.
Yeah, or get guys cheap.
So then the polar opposite of that would be Dave Dombrowski.
Yep. Purge.
So trade everything and everybody until we get the best roster possible, and then we're going to win a title.
Yep. Win by any means necessary.
Essentially, it is the 96 to 07 Yankees. That's how they ran the show.
You can cut it off at 01.
Yeah, I'm saying until Cashman took over. I don't know when Cashman took over.
He was probably there, dude. Honestly, he's been around a while.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't think it was that long.
No, I don't know if he was like quite 96, but I think he's been there. Unless I'm just like way off base.
Because wasn't it? No, Steinbrenner was the owner.
He owned it.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was like calling the shots too. Yeah. No, he's been there since 98.
Oh wow. All right. Well,
he's only 54 though. Shit, how old was he?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you know he wasn't doing shit.
Yeah. But that's what the Yankees used to do. Their farm system was notoriously awful, but they won championships because they just fucking traded guys and paid players massive amounts of money. So that's Dave Dombrowski. So you have Dave Dombrowski on one extreme, and you have Chaim Bloom on the other extreme, and Theo is like dead center. Like he did both.
Yep.
He was able to trade for guys like Keith Folk, sign a guy like Kurt Schilling in free agency, but then also draft all of those guys that I said earlier.
Yep.
Jacoby Ellsbury, Dustin Pedroia, Kevin Youkilis, John Lester. Like he drafted those guys, but then he also, like I said, traded for guys. I think he traded for Bill Miller.
Yep. Or signed him free agent.
Yeah, like
Kevin Millar.
He did both. And that to me is like, that's what puts him at number one. So
yeah, I'd probably agree with you. I was just trying to defend Bill and Pioli, and
they suck.
And then just throw in there that Dombrowski did. He's probably good because he did exactly what he was supposed to.
Yeah, he did exactly what he was billed to do.
Yep.
As soon as he was hired, everyone was like, "Oh, this is what this guy does. He trades the farm system, gets a good team, wins a World Series, then gets fired." Yep. And then your farm system's fucked.
Yep.
And that is literally
100% what happened.
What happened to the T. So, you want to start wrapping this up?
We can wrap this up.
All right. Got a final thought?
I think. Do I? I fucking hope I do. You got one?
Yeah.
Go first.
All right. So we were lucky enough a couple weeks ago to witness national news. So there was this group of like random people that decided to drive from roughly the Pawtucket, Rhode Island area up into the backwoods of Maine for training. And they stopped on the side of the highway on Route 95 in right around the Reading area, if anyone listening is familiar with, New England and Massachusetts. When they stopped, they stopped to fill themselves with gas because they had a bunch of gas cans in the car.
They'd been saving up from
whatever
that was.
Yeah, the gas shortage.
Yeah.
So while they were refueling on the side of the road, state police pulled up and immediately was like, what the fuck is going on? Because these people were dressed in military gear. And they're on the side of the highway, refueling their vehicles with gas cans, like not at a gas station. So state police, obviously, are like, hey, what are you guys doing? Because not only are they dressed in military gear, they also have many weapons as well. So they're like, oh, we're just passing through. We're going to Maine to train. State police goes, well, I'm going to have to stop you from doing anything because I don't know who the fuck you are and what you're doing, but you have a lot of weapons in the car and I don't know what's going on. This is very confusing to me. I need to figure out more information. Well, these people, which come to find out, they belong to the Nation of Moors, which has a church in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, which is, they're all from around that area. And they have a militia. And this militia is who was traveling to parts unknown in Maine to train. And they kept saying, we are just exercising our constitutional right. We're not doing anything illegal. We should be allowed to travel, whatever, whatever, whatever. Well, this all happened around, I don't know, 1 a.m. And it continued for, I believe, the next 8 hours.
Yeah, it was something.
Into the day. So into like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, when like full-on media news was like reporting on it. And state police, as a result, had shut down the entire section of highway for like, I think like a 3-mile stretch, northbound and southbound. You just couldn't use 95 for like 8 hours.
Good.
There was this whole scenario. This guy, one of the guys in the militia, decided to video himself and put it on social media. I watched the video and it was hilarious because reading the comments, everyone kept calling him Military Kyrie because he looked and sounded like Kyrie Irving. And it was just hilarious because the way the guy was talking, everyone was like, because, you know, Kyrie's into like all those weird conspiracy theories and shit. So the way the guy was talking, he was like citing law. He was like, oh, such and such versus the courts in 1976, like allows us to travel this way. And then Dickbag versus the state of Kentucky in 1994 allows us to do that. Like he was like saying all this. And I'm like, all right, dude, like, one, why do you have that memorized? Like, who cares? You're talking to people on a video on Twitter. But it was this whole fucking fiasco and it made national news and everyone was like, oh my God, what is going on? And it's just funny because it literally happened like 30 miles from here.
Wakefield.
Yeah, in Wakefield. Reading, Wakefield, which is like very close to where we grew up. And it is not far at all from where we currently live. So it was quite the fucking scenario. I wish I could go back in our Snapchat group, but the chat doesn't save that long to get Nikos's comments on them because it was fucking amazing. And I think Nikos definitely tweets way too much.
You won't be able
for
to
me
find.
to be able to go into his Twitter and find what he was saying about it, but it was fucking hilarious. So that's my final thought.
I got mine.
All right.
What's the most amount of money you would pay for one round of golf that's not Augusta National? Because I know that that's borderline priceless.
Yeah. I don't know. Like where... I guess it would depend on where it is.
Well, you can choose the course and name your price here.
I
Well, you
don't
can
know.
choose the course, and I can give you a reference point of about how much it would cost.
Yeah.
So, like Pebble Beach, I think it's $500 a round and $100 for a caddy, or it's $600 for the round and $100 for the caddy.
Yeah. I would say that's probably about my limit. Like I would pay $500 to play at Pebble Beach.
Would you pay $500 to play like the country club or something, Brookline?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so the reason I brought it up is, so the season-long thing I do, the guy was gathering interest for Winged Foot. So where Bryson won the U.S. Open, playing that course, I don't think we can get around on the other course as well. Maybe, maybe not. Not really sure.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a game of how much do you think the round of golf costs before the $90 caddy?
Before the
So the caddy's $90, and you have to take one. So just the round of golf, just the greens fees.
800.
900.
Yeah.
$900 to play Winged Foot. 90 with a caddy.
Wow.
So I will be declining that.
Yes.
That is too much for me.
I would not pay that much.
There's no way that I can go to Winged Foot, pay $1,000, and feel like I got my money's worth.
Yeah.
And that's because $1,000 is a lot for me.
Right.
If it wasn't a lot for me, or if I found my way into $1,000,
yeah,
somehow, let's do let's just say I tomorrow I decide to be reckless and I bet a round of golf with someone for $200.
Yeah.
So I win my 200. I got my 200. I win my 200. I have $400 in my bankroll now.
Right.
And then I feel ballsy again. Hey, I'm feeling hot. Do it again.
Right.
Now I got 800. Hey, I'm feeling nuts. Like I'm feeling real crazy. Like
yeah.
I'm going away from my course and I'm finding someone where $800 is nothing to them and I beat them too. And now I have 1,600. Maybe I consider it.
Yeah.
Because I look at that like that's free money.
Right. Right.
But $1,000 just to play Winged Foot, I don't see it.
Yeah. No. That's what I mean. Like 500 is my limit to play like one of those places. Like I wouldn't pay $500 to go play fucking what's the one in Connecticut? Is that River Highlands?
River Highlands. So River Highlands, I believe, is like 200.
I would pay 200 to go there.
I think it's about
that's
200.
Appropriately priced. I wouldn't pay 500 to go there. I would pay 500 at Pebble. I would pay 500 at Sawgrass.
That's about what it costs.
I would pay that and I would subsequently get butt fucked at Pinehurst.
And Pinehurst ain't 500 either. So if you stay at Pinehurst,
yeah.
Now this is where like some of it gets a little confusing too, because for Winged Foot, I can put an exact price on what it costs.
Yeah.
When you go to Pinehurst, you can do a package. Like I don't know what the greens fees are for Pinehurst number 2. I know it's $200 more than any other course on the property.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm thinking $350 to play around at Pinehurst. I don't think it's $500.
Yeah.
To play number 2.
So I mean, I would pay $350 to do that.
Yeah. Like Bethpage is about 200
yeah.
if you can get a time.
That's what like 500 is like my limit.
And that's why I think like the venue matters too, because in the state, Catanset, which is like probably with top 5 in the state, and it's on the water. It's a cool course. Like it really is a cool course. It's an awesome course. It's old. It's sick. Like it really is.
Yeah.
And they want like 4.25, and I'm like, fuck, man. I gotta feel like for 425, I could probably put a little bit of effort in maybe $200 to find a member to take me out. Like,
yeah,
through various connections, a greens fee's got to be like 100 for members.
Right. Right.
And, I'll give the guy $100 like, hey, thank you.
Right.
So I don't know. It just got me thinking because I think we might have the opportunity to play the country club for 5, which I would lean towards doing.
Yeah.
I think I would.
I would also partially too, because it's closer. So like,
oh yeah. So you don't have to pay, but
so like yeah. I would pay 500 to play at the country club because
you just drive there and drive home.
Yeah. And like I would pay $350 to play Pinehurst because I know I also have to pay for a plane ticket, and like I'm not paying $350 for the trip.
Theoretically, if we were gonna really kind of like Winged Foot's a 1-day trip.
Yeah.
It's 3.5 hours down, 3.5 hours back.
Yeah.
4.5 rounds on the golf course. Long day. Shit day.
Right.
but it's 1 day.
And it's worth it.
So
And it's worth the $250. Whatever you
no,
said.
Wingfoot's
Three-
1,000.
Oh, that's 1,000.
Catancett's in Marion.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
No,
that's,
Catancett's
yeah.
in Marion. That's only like 45 minutes. So
No, I'm not paying $1,000.
no, I don't think so either.
to drive to Wingfoot.
But that being said, I would probably pay 5,000 to play Augusta National.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's almost like
I would contemplate giving up my firstborn child to play at fucking Augusta National.
I don't know how much that's gonna be worth for me.
A
But
firstborn child? I don't know.
because I don't want a fucking
yeah.
child. So it's like Augusta National's having a deal where
I mean, I might even throw in the third child too if you want. Like,
no one wants a third child.
A compensatory pick.
Yeah.
You can have the first and then I don't know, one of the later ones.
I always said too, it's like if the opportunity to play that course ever came up, the answer is yes.
Yeah, and then you
And then
figure
you
it out
figure everything
later.
else out.
Yeah.
Whether it's like I have to whore myself out or
Yeah, do
like,
whatever I got to do.
whatever.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I have to go to like federal pound me in the ass jail and like bend over for Bubba to go play Augusta National, well, where's the Vaseline? Like it doesn't matter. Like
Yep.
it's Augusta.
Yep.
Like you don't get to go there.
No. You don't. That's the thing is like I don't even get to spectate.
Like we couldn't go just because we want. Like there is no amount of money we could pay to Augusta. Well,
To spectate,
probably.
10 grand gets you there.
Yeah, that's fucking
One
insane.
person.
Yeah, yeah. But if you're in the lottery and you actually get the ticket, what's the ticket? Like 150 bucks. Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, yeah,
Practice rounds like 100.
yeah. And they, you can purchase it third party for 10 grand.
I think 10 grand's a week. Like I just figure if you're going, you might as well go.
Yeah, yeah. But like, it's Augusta.
Yeah. So we could look at it. But like I was even thinking too, it's like, so if we're talking like second course in the country, it's either Pine Valley in New Jersey or it's Cypress Point in California. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I still think 500 is
Yeah.
all I'd pay.
Yeah. How much would you pay to go play at that course in Montana that they just did
Nothing.
the match? Yeah.
Nothing.
I didn't even watch it, but I heard everyone said it was beautiful.
No, it was nice to look at
Yeah.
from this couch, which is exactly where.
Yeah.
Because Amy was here with Julie and they were doing their thing upstairs, so I sat right here.
Yeah,
And I putted during commercials. Yeah, no, it was great to look at from here.
Yeah.
And then when you actually look at it, it's a golf course, big sky, 7,500 feet of elevation. So that's higher than Denver.
Yep.
Because
5280.
they're only 5,280.
How'd you know?
So it's
only on every
it's
fucking t-shirt. and hat.
1.5 times bigger
Yeah.
than higher than there.
Mm-hmm.
You have all these elevation changes. You have all this wind. Like, dude, Bryson hit the ball all over the planet.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not that forgiving of a golf course. I would not play it. There's nothing fun about that golf course. And I don't even think you can play. I think it's very private.
Yeah. Isn't the one in Vegas is supposed to be absolutely beautiful where
Wolf
they played
Creek?
Yeah, where they played the first one.
Oh, that's
Phil and Tiger.
Shadow Creek.
Yeah.
So Shadow Creek's now up to 1,000 as well.
Yeah. And
Thus
that
taking
isn't
it
that
out.
very private?
No, that's very public.
Oh, okay.
You just have to stay on what used to be a Wynn property. I don't know if it's still that case, but
Yeah.
you have to stay on property and you can go play. But
Yeah.
now it's $1,000.
Then aren't they doing isn't there something is it in the Ozarks? Doesn't Jack have like a compound? Or someone have a
Tiger
compound?
the Tiger.
They play somewhere every year. It's in the Midwest.
So
And there's 3 courses. And
it could be the Big Cedar Lodge. That's the seniors though.
Yeah, maybe. Because they just opened up another course somewhere.
Who played Paynes Valley? Do you remember who played Paynes Valley?
No.
Because that's Tiger's course, and that was awesome. But it's at the Big Cedar Lodge in Missouri,
That's what I'm talking about.
or is it Big Cedar Lodge? I think it's Big Cedar.
It's the
Lodge.
place that has like 4 golf courses on it. Like it was built as a golf
Resort.
Yeah.
And Tiger has one, and it's Paynes Valley.
Yeah.
They did an exhibition there.
They did.
Who played?
It wasn't Tiger and
Who
Phil,
the
was
fuck
it?
played? Because it was
Tiger was there.
Who fucking played
Was
that?
it DJ? DJ and Rory?
No.
DJ and Rory against Tiger and...
Because Peyton Manning and Tiger versus Phil and Brady was at...
Shadow Creek. No.
It was at Medalist in Jupiter.
Yeah, and this was the 4th match. So the first one was Tiger Phil. That was the day after Thanksgiving when we died at Chris's house.
That was at Shadow Creek.
The second one was Phil and Brady.
Oh, wait, it was Tiger Woods and Justin Thomas versus Rory and Justin Rose? Does that sound familiar?
Vaguely.
Last September.
Yeah, I remember Rory was there. I thought it was DJ.
That doesn't sound familiar. Like, I remember Payne's Valley, but that doesn't sound familiar. Like, matchup.
Yeah, I think we watched it. I think I remember that. Because they were talking about Tiger was opening a course there.
Yeah, that's what they played.
Yeah.
And it's in Payne Stewart's memory. It's the Big Cedar Lodge in Missouri, which is awesome. I would play there.
Yeah. Yeah, I would totally.
My God, I'm like putting it together now. It's like I'm starting to remember some of Justin Rose's shots, but like,
yeah, because they had the 19th hole. That's what it was. Remember?
Yeah,
the 19th hole was closest
it's
to the
par
pin.
3.
Yeah, way down.
Such an awesome idea too. Settling bets on the 19th hole.
Yeah.
It's like I wish fucking Sharon would open up the fucking par 3, just as like your cash out hole.
Yeah.
The practice green.
That would be pretty funny. Well, I think that's going to do it. That's it for us. So thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, make sure you click the thumbs up. Give us a subscription. I think it's over there, maybe over there. I don't know. Leave us a comment, which is definitely down there. And keep telling everybody you know about the show. Like I said, we got 2 new subscribers on YouTube recently, so that's pretty cool. You can find us anywhere you stream podcasts. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. If you're listening and you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're doing. Just go and subscribe to us. If you use Apple Podcasts, go to the iTunes store, give us 5 stars, write us a review. It doesn't matter what it says. All that matters is it's there. And all that matters is it's 5 stars. Don't give us a fucking 2-star. We ain't no 2-star bitches here. We're 5-star men. And you can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. While you're at Instagram, you can click the link in our bio, which gives you a bunch of shit to follow us on. It's our link tree. You know, the young hip kids know about that. And in there is mybookie.com. So you can use our promo code SarcasmPod, or you can use the link in our Instagram bio. When you sign up with MyBookie, they will match your initial deposit for 50% up to $1,000. So you deposit $1,000, they give you $500 on top of it. So you get $1,500. So that's over there, mybookie.com, promo code SarcasmPod. You can get us on Twitter at sarcasm_speaks, which also I don't think he has replied yet, but I did officially reach out to Ian McMillan on our on our Twitter, Sarcasm Speaks Twitter page. I slid in his DMs, and I don't think he has responded yet, so we'll see what he says. He's probably pretty fucking busy, and even if he can't come this week, because I know he's also probably going to do his own podcast for the Open, I think it would just be fun to get him on, just to talk to him about random shit. Talk to him about being Canadian.
Yeah, just seriously. Like,
and why does he love bacon so much?
being Canadian.
Yeah. And how does being Canadian equate bacon? Because bacon's a very American thing.
I know, because they have their own type of bacon.
Yeah, Canadian bacon.
Yeah.
We should ask him how he feels about Canadian bacon.
What do Canadians think about Canadian bacon?
Yeah. Do they call it that, or is it just an American thing, too?
Listen, man.
We got a lot of questions.
Hold on. If you go to the grocery store, there's Canadian bacon, and then there's ham slices.
Yeah.
Same brand.
Yeah. So
They're different.
I don't know. We have a lot of questions for you, Mr. McMillan. So if you're watching this or listening.
Or actually any random Canadian.
Yeah, anybody.
I would love to just fuck with a Canadian on this.
We have questions that we need answers to. So please let us know. Where else are we? Facebook. You can get us on Facebook at Sarcasm Speaks. So until next time, that is it. Good night, everybody.